So we'll see. In a scene where you kissed William Shatner.
I knew it was not similar.
I just want to know, did he at least use breath mints?
Did he what?
Did he use breath mints?
Breath mint?
Yeah, did his mouth smell good, or was it not so fresh smelling?
I don't know what he used, but he had a wonderful kissing.
Thank you very much.
And I made sure I brushed my teeth.
We got another?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love your sense of humor.
Thank you.
On the note
I
about,
didn't know I had one.
on the note about the kiss,
What?
the kiss, how was that viewed at that time? It was the first interracial kiss on TV.
No, the first interracial kiss was between my grandfather and my grandmother. So I was quite accustomed to it. We have a totally interracial family all the way through. You know, you'll find one of whatever's on the planet somewhere in my family. So, you know, we're not one thing. We're one family. So it's like it's okay with me if you don't look like me and smell like me and talk like me, because I'm very interested in what my cousin or my brother says, you know. It's, I think it's really very weird to identify yourself vis-a-vis another person with what they look like or where they came from or whatever, except when it's interesting. You know, you want to share together, you know. Like, where did you get all that beautiful blonde hair? I really wish I had. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love you. Yes.
Came from a bottle.
You bought it? From a bottle. No, you didn't. It's too natural.
It's a little natural.
I know. It's the Star Trek cast has a very unique view on the growth of all these kind of events. Comic-Cons. You guys have all been there since the beginning. Could you just touch on what it's like to have seen this culture grow to this extent? From, you know, tiny little ballrooms in the 60s and 70s to giant arena shows and such.
It didn't surprise me at all. No, because Star Trek fans come from every walk of life, you know, and it's very interesting. You should be talking to one. We all have a similar one, at least one absolutely same feeling, and that's Star Trek is wonderful. The creator of Star Trek was just, Gene Roddenberry was just a brilliant man, and he always left open for differences, and that's why he was so good. Whoever is in the back that's talking, we can hear you all the way up here. And if you want to get involved with us, please let us know. Otherwise, there's a lot of room back there. A whole lot of room out here. Thank you.
It's interesting to know, because you must experience, you've been doing these for so long, you must be so comfortable in these environments,
yes.
Yet every time you're in one, you're just surrounded by people who are nervous by your presence. And you guys have mastered putting people at ease and making them feel comfortable.
They're not uncomfortable around my presence, because within minutes I am so involved into their lives that they forget right? I want to know more about them than they want to know about me. I think Trek fans, Trekdom, I call them Trekdom, are just about probably the smartest people on the planet because they understood what Gene Roddenberry
It's clever.
Yes.
It's brilliant. You always speak very highly of Gene Roddenberry, and he so nailed the vision that everyone would want to see.
Absolutely.
He just nailed that part of human nature,
That's
that hope, the hope for the future.
That's right.
And
That's exactly it.
yeah, and it's amazing how widespread he touched this idea that's in all of us.
There you go. That is the secret of the success of Trekdom. Gene Roddenberry's view. And he left us way too soon. Way too soon. But he's still here. And he's still
I think you might have had a little bit to do with this.
but that was the brilliance of him. He's
Selecting.
yes. Well, it wasn't so much that as the selections that he made for the characters. And so that, I mean, each and every one brought to it our own unique outlook of what that character was. And that was cleared with Gene. You know, he would always, even if it was different from what he intended, his, you know, it was like, you know, the dog that goes like this, he listens, he'd listen, you know, and if he didn't like it, he would tell, well, that might be, then let me think about that, and then he'd tell you no, or he would tell you, go with it, you know, and that was the beauty of working with
You
him.
guys have to.
You've been standing there, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, absolutely.
I do want to.
Oh,
No, I have a question.
oh,
Yes.
there you go. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yes, no.
Sorry, I don't mean to be, thank you. It's sort of a question, and it's sort of a requesting for you to tell us a little bit about another topic too. One thing I just wanted to say is what you did when you portrayed your character in the 60s, because I was a little young lady in the 60s, and we watched the show regularly every week and whenever anything came on. You gave women generally across the whole planet the option of being smart. And you gave us respect. And I just want to say
Thank you.
You're stunning.
What was so wonderful about what you're just saying is I couldn't have done it. None of us could have done had the freedom without Gene Roddenberry. That's what he gave us, and that's what he gave you through us. You know, because we could take anything that we were feeling, go to Gene, talk to him about it, and he would say either, I don't think so, but let me think about it. Or he would say, yes, go with it. Let's see how it develops. And he was just so wonderful to work for. The man was incredible, and he had a mind, you know, just, and he respected an actor's mind. And a lot of directors don't really respect actors. It's like we're automatons, you know, only the director knows what it's saying. But Gene was not like that, and he wouldn't even hire a director who went that way. You know, if the director went and told him I'm having a problem with an actor, he would say, what's the problem? And he would say, well, blah, 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 blah. And he said, well, actually, the actor is correct. Why don't we go on that director? Or he would say, I'll talk to the actor and you won't have that problem anymore, and that's exactly what he did. If the director was right and the actor was wrong, he listened to the Gene Roddenberry come to the actor and say, on this, the director is right. You know, don't go outside of your character, just stay on side of your character, and you'll always be right, and I'll always be on your side. You know, but if you suddenly start stretching out somewhere else, you know, doing splits in the middle of the but a director was always highly respected, and you better be one that respected your director too. But the director better be respecting you too. So that was the wonderful part about working with Gene Roddenberry. Yeah. Thank you.
I only had a comment, and
Hi, before you open your mouth, I love it.
Thank you.
It was gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She kind of went where I was going to go. I have 2 daughters, and you helped inspire my children to want to touch science, which was never
To what?
To want to touch science.
to want to touch science, to want to touch the stars, the animals. And, you know, a lot of girls are never pushed towards science and mathematics, and you really were very much an inspiration for all of these generations of women that say, you know what, I can do that if she can do it.
Thank you so much, so much. We felt free to do that for the very reason that I was just talking about. Gene Roddenberry established that, you know. If he didn't like it, he told you, and it would be no. And you would say, okay, thanks, you know, or can I argue the point with you? You argue all you want, but it's not going in. He would say, or he'd say, dang it, you're right. Okay, let's try it. If he liked it, he kept it, and if he didn't, it was out. You know, and he was that wonderful kind of person to work for and with. You knew you were working for him because he hired you, but you were always working with him. And he was always working with you. He never dictated. You know, he gave you something to develop as an actor. If it developed in the direction that he liked, that was just fine with him. You know, and didn't he? Yeah, he was wonderful. Thank you. I love what you have on. Thank you.
I think we have just about enough time for these 3 guys.
Okay.
And these 3 more questions.
No more
Yeah.
folks up